Hello, I'm Ros Atkins. Welcome to Outside Source. Welcome to Downing Street. An initial report is published after the investigation into lockdown parties in Downing Street.
Will you take responsibility, Prime Minister? Has your leadership failed?
Sue Gray finds failures of leadership and judgment with events that should have not been allowed to take place, she says. The Prime Minister and the opposition have responded.
It isn't enough to say sorry. This is a moment when we must look at ourselves in the mirror and we must learn.
By routinely breaking the rules he set, the Prime Minister took us all for fools. He held people sacrificing contempt. He showed himself unfit for office.
Well, Sue Gray's report reveals the police are investigating 12 gatherings, 3 of which were attended by Boris Johnson. Also in this hour, we'll talk about the UN Security Council. It's meeting in New York to discuss that build-up of Russian troops on Ukraine's borders. President Biden has already warned Russia of severe consequences if it were to invade Ukraine. Russia is accusing the Americans of trying to whip up hysteria. We're going to be live in New York and in Kiev. Well, Prime Minister Boris Johnson's facing renewed calls to resign after an initial report into parties held here in Downing Street while COVID restrictions were in place. Sue Gray is a senior civil servant. She led this inquiry and she's concluded that there were failures of leadership and judgment both in Number 10 and in the Cabinet Office. Now, we don't have full access to her report because the most serious allegations are being investigated by the police. But there are a number of developments we can bring you, and the story is shifting by the hour. In the last 60 minutes, the Conservative MP, Angela Richardson, has revealed her resignation from the government. She was a ministerial aide to Michael Gove. She says she shares Sue Gray's deep disappointment at the handling of the party affair. Meanwhile, the Met Police says it's investigating 300 photos it's been handed by the Cabinet Office as evidence in its own investigation into whether parties were held against COVID rules. Also, Number 10 has confirmed that Sue Gray's full report will be published after the Met Police complete their investigation. Now, as you'd imagine, Boris Johnson has been facing MPs in the House of Commons. Here's some of what he said.